our next coach's check-in is with head cross-country and track and field coach Jim Jones. Now, Coach, you guys had a great cross-country season, some all-CAC finishes, and that led into the indoor season where you guys had 3 major award winners, 2 NCAA qualifiers, and 2 men's and women's teams winning the ECAC championship. And then the season had to come to an end. How pleased were you with the improvement of your teams through the year up until, obviously, our world changed?
Right. I thank you so much, Sharaf, for having me on this, and appreciate all the efforts you've been putting in. We had a good fall. I mean, not just cross-country kids, but the track kids, the work that they did in preparation for the season. But we had some great momentum off of cross-country. The men's team was very, very young. The women, a solid group of upperclassmen with some fine additions, and that kind of propelled us into the indoor season. And like you said, we had some outstanding achievements. It's sad that we didn't get to our outdoor season, but if you look at the quality of performances that we've had as a team, as individuals, I don't think you could be discouraged or down about that. And I've been telling the team that throughout the last 2 months, that I know we lost outdoors, but we finished on a good note. And there's a lot of teams in the country that love to had the success we had this indoor season and in the fall. If you look at just some of the things that we were able to accomplish, as you mentioned, winning the ECAC championship. Kylie Dumas was a field event athlete of the meet at the conference indoor championships. Mickey was the track athlete of the meet, and then both of them were the athlete of the year in the conference. And then just yesterday, it was officially announced that they were All-Americans. So we had a lot of personal records, we had a lot of school records, we had a lot of conference champions. And when you put all that together and you really take a step back, we've been blessed. I mean, we were very fortunate because, as I mentioned, a lot of teams, they ended with a loss and didn't have another opportunity, where we finished on a win, winning the ECAC championships and having 2 people at the national meet. You couldn't get any better than that, honestly.
The season ended abruptly, unfortunately, but how were you guys able to stay in touch with your student athletes and maybe even potential student athletes during the stay-at-home order during COVID-19?
At the beginning, we thought, well, maybe we'll come back. Maybe after a month we'll come back. So every Sunday I'd go in and send them out an email of workouts that keep them in shape, keep them focused. So every Sunday they got a little note of some workouts they could do safely, of course, using their backyard or park, those types of things. But then I also give them some inspiration, some things to think about to encourage them and to look forward to the future, because we're pulling through this. We're pulling out of it, and we're excited about what the possibilities will be in the future. But then every other week I would take time during the day and then the evenings, I'd call each and every student athlete just to check in, seeing how they're doing, coping with the situation, how school was going, which, everything was online, so that was challenging for some people, adjusting to that, and then, how they've been keeping themselves in shape. And from all indications, we're going to do very, very well academically from what I've heard. We're going to check the grades on Friday to see, but I was really happy with how they took ownership of and responsibilities themselves on to getting the questions answered, getting their work done, doing some workouts or some stress relief workouts, such as going for a walk with the family, going on a bike ride, going out for a little jog, those types of things that people you're quarantined with, I think was really helpful for them, just emotionally, physically, to get the blood flowing and encourage them that they're doing something to make themselves better in the future.
You talked about it briefly that people were, trying to take walks, trying to take a little bit of mental health, trying to stay engaged during this time at home. What are some tips that you can give Seagull Nation on how to stay active, how to stay in shape, how to stay mentally focused and strong during this time at home?
Well, I've kind of done it myself. I think I'm in one of the best shapes I've been in for a couple years. I go out and run in the morning as soon as I get up. I have a breakfast, a little time devotional to myself. Then I kind of plan my day out as I was exercising or as I'm sitting eating breakfast. And that really helps me. And then I take some breaks. I find some fun things I want to do during the day, to take a mental break or a physical break. And then my family, we've been good about, my daughter and I have been running together about every other day, or biking together. And so my wife joins us as well. So those things are important for, our overall health and wellness. But, kind of planning out our day and budgeting our time properly, kind of getting in those good routines of, okay, I'm going to get up at 8 o'clock. I'm going to go for a run, have breakfast, check my emails, answer all that stuff. After an hour, I'm going to take a break, maybe do some reading that I like to do, catch up on the news, get back to work around lunch, right after lunchtime, work for a couple hours, and then go on and enjoy the rest of the afternoon, maybe with my family. And then in the evening, of course, get back on the phones and emails to all our recruits and of course, our athletes, our current athletes. So, I kind of got a good routine going, and I've been kind of enjoyed the downtime, but I sure do miss the team and competing with them, especially after a tremendous year we had up to this point before the coronavirus set us down for the last 2 months.
When you're on a normal year, when you're out recruiting, looking for the next potential student athlete to join the team, what's some of the key factors you look for when you're out on the road recruiting?
Well, the first thing I look for is their academics. Salisbury University is a challenging academic institution, and they've got to be prepared to step into that role as a student. And I don't want to ever put anybody in a situation where they're not going to be successful. There's great schools out there, colleges, universities, community colleges for everyone. But we want to make sure that they fit the academic profile, that we're not putting them in the situation. And of course, their majors. Our majors, we have some strong concentrations. Of course, business, the sciences, education. We have some unique art programs. Glass blowing is we're one of only a few institutions that offers a track in that. So, looking that it fits academically, as far as GPA and SAT scores, but also what they want to do in their future. And that's always what I ask. What you're going to major in, what's your plans for the future? And I think that's the one thing. And then the second thing, can they help our team? Can they grow, talking to their coaches or their peers, what kind of person they are? That's very, very important. And then athletically, do they fit the profile that we want? Can they score at the conference meet? Can they develop? And those aspects we all take in consideration when we're recruiting a future Seagull.
Thank you for taking the time to talk to us, Coach.
I appreciate you. Thank you very much, Rob.